Okie dokie, so today I think is our last dry day before we're supposed to have a week of what's forecast for rain. And even this morning there was some misting, so I'm a little concerned that I better hurry up and get some things seeded before it starts to rain even today. But just to give you an overview of what's gonna happen if I can get it all done. Yeah, so over here I seeded some oilseed radishes and some clover in the back, and they're up. And then this bed of baby greens, I mean, I might be able to cut it by the end of this week, but I don't think I'm ready to sell. So maybe into the first week of July, I think this will hold and I can cut that and sell it maybe. And then I've got my next succession. And then I was planning to plant this, pull up this biomulch and seed this in that same salad mix. But I think I'm not going to do that because this is going to be right at the edge of the NRCS tunnel. And I'm about ready to get some holes dug here for the posts. And so I think I don't want to deal with having things growing in this bed. That's why I left it for the last thing. And so anyway, I have this bed here that I rescued or whatever, that I recovered. Where the peas didn't do very well, the sugar snap peas, I was going to have two beds. And so anyway, I covered this up. It was pretty weedy, but it's been there covered for a while, I think. So then today I'm going to use this bed as my next succession of salad mix greens. And so I'm going to pull this off, throw some bags of potting soil on the top there, spread it out, and then get the Jang-seeder going on that. The other thing that I want to seed is, I'll give you a look over here. There's 3 beds of carrots. One of them seeded pretty good. The other one did okay. And then the other one's pretty sparse. And I do have, I have 60 days until the end of August. That would give me my yaya carrots. But usually things start really slowing down in kind of mid-August. So I don't know, but maybe I'll get baby carrots. I can just run some rows in between the existing 5 rows. So run 4 rows in between those. And I may do it just for the 2 beds that are a little bit sparse. Okay, done. So I think as I was running the seeder over, some of these original rows got knocked over a little bit, but I think they'll just pop back up and that should be all right. Over here in what will be my salad mix bed. Okay, pretty weed free. I moved the biomulch over to this bed over here, but not much I can do about this weedy fence line for now. So next up, potting soil, spread that out, and then seed salad mix. That'll be 1 row of mizuna, 3 rows of lettuce, 2 rows of spinach. Okay, so done. I think I'm gonna leave these uncovered while they're germinating because we've only got a few robins out here pecking around a little bit, and they just don't seem to be a problem as far as kicking seeds out of the beds at this time of year. That might give me a chance to deal with this weedy situation a little bit later on. So I think I'm going to switch out this Agribon to the insect netting. Just 'cause, I don't know, it's been pretty cold, but I like to see what's going on in here. The red Russian is definitely going to be able to be cut this into this week. Okay, so I'm almost going to have to come in here and do some hand weeding in this chard bed. Oh yeah. I did a little bit of weeding, but that is all it's gonna get. Oakley dokley. Insect netting. Okay, so I'm gonna take a break, and then I think I'm going to plant my really sad parsley starts into this bed right here. I had planned to kind of plant them alongside the edge of the garlic, but it's weedy. I don't know, it's crazy, and I have an open bed here, so I think that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, done over there. And before I take a break, I think I'm just gonna pull this row cover off these cover crops. I was hoping to be able to, like we'd get the NRCS tunnel up, and then I'd be able to kind of just put some short lengths of fencing off that tunnel. but it's just going to take too long, and I'm just tired of looking at that row cover. My concern is that the deer is just going to eat it all down to nothing. It's peas and oats, so I don't know. I'm just going to pull it off. Uncovered. I'd wanted to kill off all these weeds around here and then plant some more cover crop in this whole area, but I might be running out of time. Yes, I think I am running out of season to do some of this stuff. It's just not going to have time to grow. Raspberry flowers are only just now opening up this week. Isn't that crazy? I hope we have enough season left for raspberries to grow. Okay, for reals, last thing that I'm going to do before taking a break. I'm going to pull off this biomulch on this bed because I want to get it off before it rains so that I can dig holes for the NRCS tunnel. Look who just came to visit me. Little baby deer from last year. I still haven't seen the fawns. Little deer's inspecting now. What do you think, little deer? Okay, so this is the east edge of the tunnel. And on the other side of the radishes, the west side of the tunnel. Can you imagine it? There it is. Back from a little snack break. And I've got the tiniest little Italian and curly parsleys planted in here. Oh, come on guys, you can live, can't you? Grow, babies, grow. Okay, so I did get this insect netting over this new bed of salad mix, and then I slit the biomulch right at the fence posts and pulled it over. So maybe that'll kind of help keep the weeds back. Okay, so I got all the things that I really wanted to get done before it started raining. I mean, maybe it won't rain that much. Maybe we'll have some dry spots. I can come out here and do some things. But, yeah, I've got to spend time putting together irrigation anyway, so that's what I need to do. These are all the small components. Doop-de-doo, doop-de-doo, doop-de-doo.
3 bags of 100 each. Spray emitters, 100 each. Staples, check, check. Yes, I found a whole bag of these 3/4 inch male hose tees, and so I got a 25 plus 10 one piece, so that's 35, and that's what I've got. Check, check. Okay, so I do have 33 of these male end caps, 25 plus 8. Check. Okay, so I did get 20 of the 10 psi and 4 of the 30 psi pressure regulators, if I had planned this better. Okay, so I've got 2 each of the 4-way splitters and 2 each of the Y splitters. Check, check. Okay, and the rest of this stuff, I've got 10 of the elbows. Check. 3/4 inch easy lock hose start. These are the 3/4 inch. I'm supposed to have 10, and I have 14. Okay. And then the 1/2 inch easy lock hose start, I'm supposed to have 15, and I have 10. Okay. Okay, so then 3/4 inch end cap, I'm supposed to have 8, and I do have 8, so check. And then the 1/2 inch end caps, 20 plus 12 is 32. I have 31. Okay.
Okay, so I've got 10 of these guys. I've got them checked off. I honestly can't tell the difference between these two items, and I don't recall. And then I've got these goof plugs. And so, check, check, checkaroo. These are pipe threads to go to the water source. And this is just hose thread. Okay, so it looks like they're shipping this female hose swivel separately. Female hose swivels, 25 plus 8. Check. Okay, for the irrigation in the little greenhouses, the longer lengths are 5 inches of tube and then 2 inches of the short tubing. And for the ones that are going to go out into the garden in the NRCS greenhouse, they're 4 1/4 inches. And then I'll need a foot and something to go to the next, go over the pathway to the next bed. This is my little deer friend eating my peas and oats. I'm gonna try out my new thingamajig irrigation on a bed out here. Hey, buddy. I think that's my little girlfriend. My little girlfriend. My little baby girl deer from last year. Popcorn, right? Oh, peas. Yummy. Okay, so I've got 6 rows of greens in this bed. And it's almost like I really need to move these out just a little bit more because they're sitting kind of right on top of the row, you know? Okay, let's take a look at this one over here. Okay, so I got a tape, and so the center should run through here, which that looks about right. Oop, it's between these 2 rows of greens. But then I should have 2 rows in between and 1 outside. Oh my gosh. So this is running right on a row. Yeah, should I move these out a little bit? This would go out just a little bit by like maybe a couple of inches. Hey, buddy. Hi, dear friend. Are you done eating my peas? Poop, 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 poop. There goes all my greens that I just planted. Poop, poop, poop. Are you gonna eat my radishes next? Are you gonna lay down in my radishes? No, just walk right across them. Are you gonna walk right across my hoops? Oh, are you eating, is that grass or horsetail? It'd be nice if they ate horsetail. Blah, blah, blah. Anyway, okay. So then if I moved this out 2 inches, it would run between this row and the outer row. Yeah. So now, if I move these out though, theoretically, I'd be planting 1 lettuce right here. And that, you know, like when I'm doing Salanova transplants, and that would be pretty tight, I think. I don't know. How am I going to do the Salanova transplants and the baby greens together? Oh dear, I don't know. Doop-de-doo, doop-de-doo. Okay, so I finally decided that I'm just going to go ahead and do the 5-inch lengths of tubing. You know, of course that shortens up as it goes inside the fittings, but that was the dimensions I used for the little tunnels, you know, 5 inches. And because that, you know, it only widens these up just a little bit, you can see. So I might be just a little short at either end as I'm transplanting Salanova lettuce, but it does give me more room in between each of these to do the 2 rows of Jang-seeded baby greens, and then I have 1 row on either side. And so I think that'll work fine. So I've got all 6 of the headers ready for the NRCS tunnel, along with the 2 for the littler tunnels. And now what I need to do is I need to connect all of these 6 beds. Okay, so as I'm getting this connector hose figured out, the length was 23 inches. And, you know, this thing is really bendy because it was sent in a roll. But let's see, you know, when I've got this here, oh, did it work? Okay, so I've got this partway pinned down with my feet as it's trying to curl and curve. And it does put me at the center this way. And so I think I just need to keep going. Okay, so I pulled out my flexible hose that I would need to make into lengths to go underneath the greenhouse, you know, up into attached to the irrigation system, but I'm missing some of the fittings that I need to do that, to make those hose ends. Okay, folks, so that's all the farther I can get with my irrigation. But that's pretty good. It's just been raining and raining and raining all week long. Looks like maybe we'll get some sun breaks next week. And so then I'll come out, cut some baby greens to sell. That's the plan. Hopefully the slugs haven't eaten everything before I get to it. See you guys then.